All right. I'm so sorry about what happened just now. I was live and people could not access me. People could not see me. So I understand the link is not was not working. I'm trying. I had to try do this all over again. I have to share the link again and hopefully it works now. So if you can see the link, if you got the link, please join me now. I'm just gonna go on Facebook and then I'll try all over again to put this in. So sorry about that. I don't know what went wrong. I set it up properly. I thought I set it up properly, but obviously it wasn't working. I'm now live and I hope this works. This is the link again. Um, and I hope it's working now. Yeah, I will do better next time, hopefully. Sorry about this upset and mistake. I still don't see anybody joining. Okay, yeah, I have people joining now. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what happened and why I could not, people were not seeing me. And I was like, where's everybody? But now I see some people have joined. Thank you. I'm just taking a minute to share this new link that is working. Thank you so, so much for your patience with me. Yes, so my name is Simisola Ogoyinka, and thank you for joining me right here on this live demonstration. Welcome to my channel. I'm a writer, producer, game mistress, and an entrepreneur. And I'm doing this live demonstration of ChatGPT, a writer's best friend, I must say. First, let's be clear. I am not being paid by ChatGPT to do this. I'm not even an affiliate. I don't even think they have an affiliate program. If I was an affiliate, you would see me telling you, click on my link, click on my link. All right. So I'm not an affiliate. I'm not being paid. I'm just a writer. I'm passionate about writing and one who has discovered a great, tool that can help writers to write faster, smarter, and better. So if you're a writer or hoping to be, you are in the right place. The chat is open. Let me hear from you. I will check it occasionally. Put in your thoughts, put in your suggestions, questions, and we'll want to engage on this. So also don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And also please like and comment and share. Great. Let us start all over again. So previously when I was doing my like 25 minutes of talking, um I'd started and run over a few things, but I'm going to just do that again because right now I just deleted that other one that I was doing. So we're going to go through all of it again. So the first place I want to start at is right here in my work in progress folder. I shared this with us before to see, sometimes you have so many ideas and things you want to do, and you do not even have the time or you don't even know how to go about it. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show us my work in progress again. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So this is my working. You see, I call it Apple Whip New. So I forget about that. I understand myself. But look at my list. Like, look at my list of books that I want to write and books that I've wanted to write for the longest time. If I click on this True Dream Whip, look at this True Dream is a series that I have. I have like 15 books in this True Dream series. But see what I still want to write here. I think one or two have been written, but see what I still have here. So I am thinking of shortening this list in the shortest possible time. And when I was thinking about this live demonstration, I decided to pick on this. If you look at the date that is on this file, this document called A Country of Sinners, you see it's December 14, 2010. December 14, 2010. Can you believe that? I started writing this book and I've wanted to write this book since 2010. I think it's currently the oldest on my list. There was another one I wanted to write, which is called Incest. I can't even find it here. So I'm thinking maybe I renamed it, even though I still have the story in my mind and I still want to write it. So probably I renamed it something else and I can't even remember. But today I'm thinking we go with A Country of Sinners, a story that I generated or started writing almost 15 years ago. So I'm going to open it. I opened it already anyway. So I'm going to stop sharing this. There's something else I want us to see, and that is my chat GPT. Okay, chat GPT. So I'm going to share my screen again. This now is my chat GPT. Okay, so what happened is I started this live and I didn't see anybody, and I was like, where is everybody? But then I started seeing messages that people could not get that link for the live. So I had to delete and restart again. But before then, I had started this chat GPT, and I'm going to go back a little bit. So I'm going to open a new page like I did previously. This has me logged in, so I'm going to log out so that we see exactly what this is like. So when you open ChatGPT, and this is for people who are new to this completely, I can say stay logged out. So when you open ChatGPT, you see this, it says login or sign up. If you don't have an account, I advise that you sign up. When you try to sign up, it's going to ask you some questions, and you can create an account. There are free accounts, all right? And the free account, I think I've said this before in my other course, the free account is good, honestly. So now I'm going to sign in. I'm just going to sign in, and we'll see what it says. So this is back in my chat GPT. Let me see. Okay, so I'm still sharing that page. Let me just refresh it. Okay, yeah. So this is me signed into my chat GPT account. You see to the left things that I've been doing with chat GPT. I mean, I open this babe every day now. It's crazy. I'm afraid that I may not even be able to write without this human being again, but no, that's just a joke. So right here, everything is saved. Even if you have a free account, it saves everything you're doing. Even though I personally like to copy important things out. So when I opened this, I started with this hasten is ready to dive in. I did something like that and I put in this. So you see, novel outline request is what it's saying here. I just created it when I first started um the live session for this demonstration. So what I wrote here for ChatGPT is that I want to write a novel and I would like you to create an outline for the story I want to write. It is a political family drama set in contemporary Nigeria, and I have titled it A Country of Sinners. Remember, I picked it from my work in progress and it's been sitting there for almost 15 years. So now I say, can I share the summary of the story? And ChatGPT responds. It says, absolutely, Simisola. Please go ahead and share the summary of A Country of Sinners. Once I have it, I'll create a compelling and structured outline for your novel, including suggested chapters, major plot points, Key characters and themes. What's the central storyline or premise? So, what I did is, instead of answering that his question directly, I just said, because I remember I did not put in the first prompt that how many chapters, how long I want my novel to be. So I quickly add that. I said, I want this to be a novel with 45 chapters. Here's the summary. And I copied out the summary. Now, let me quickly go back. Let me go back a little bit for us. I'm going to stop sharing my ChatGPT and I'm going to share my that country of sinners. I opened that document. This is the document, a country of sinners. I do this all when I'm starting a book. I put the front page right there. So you have Simisola Ogunyinka, A Country of Sinners is a novel, all rights reserved. You see the date there is 2010. And then I put a summary, because if I have a story in my head and I want to write that story, I just quickly put, that summary down and open that document. Sometimes I continue writing and I continue writing for 1 month, 2 months, and I finish writing and I get my book. For this story, somehow I started it, but 14 and a half years down the line, it's still here. So this is the summary of this story. This is what I wrote back then. It says, this is the story of one feisty little girl who becomes the first lady of Nigeria and turns the destiny of the whole country around by her uprightness and outspokenness against corruption. She was born a pastor/activist daughter, and from a young age had said she would be a first lady. Her husband is the black sheep, outspoken and rude son of a corrupt and influential politician who comes from a lineage of politicos and power brokers. He is the second son who, for lack of an heir, first of three sons, is slain in a family tragedy, a perfect picture of head of the family, and already gained favor and grounds in the political arena. His death breaks the heart of the godfather. Third son is a gay activist who has made a very bad name for his powerful family. So this second son is pushed forward to run for political office. He gets in first as a commissioner of a state as a bachelor and then goes straight for lower house. From there, he's fielded for the presidency. A Country of Sinners talks a lot about the politics of Nigeria and the world, the church, and the private lives of highly influential people. There is suspense, thriller, and romance in this all-round dynamic fiction, a page-turner, hard to put down, fast-paced novel from a budding world best-selling author. You see, as I was happy myself, just helping my own ministry like that. All right. So that is what I put down as the summary of the book. But now I started it. So I have a prologue, which I finished. I finished 2 pages of it, and then I went to chapter 1, and this is supposed to be set in Hapo Studio, USA, and Susie Agedo, who is supposed to be the first lady, sat poised opposite Oprah Winfrey in one of her signature outfits, a purple and pink Kampala blouse and skirt skillfully sewn to fit her petite figure. All right, so I start writing chapter 1, and as we can see, okay, it goes on and on and on. And I think I finished it. I'm not sure. All right. Okay, so, but now I haven't touched this story for 14 and a half years, and I want ChatGPT to help me. So I'm going to stop sharing that so that I can go share back to my ChatGPT page. So what I read right now is what I now posted here. I said, I want this to be a novel with 45 chapters. And here is the summary. So that thing I read for us just now, I posted it here, and see what ChatGPT said. It says, "Thank you, Simisola. This story concept is powerful and timely. Based on your summary of A Country of Sinners, here is a structured novel outline with 45 chapters, including major arcs, character development, and pacing for suspense, drama, and political intrigue." And so now the title here is A Country of Sinners. And the genre it has given me, the genre is political family drama slash contemporary Nigerian fiction. It says the chapters are 45. The themes are power, corruption, family legacy, faith, gender roles, national transformation, identity, and sacrifice. So you see already, it has given me a premise for which I can write on. Now, some of us may think, okay, ChatGPT is not going to do this for me. It has helped me far enough. Let me take it from here. Again, another thing I want to notice, that title, I gave ChatGPT that title. If I don't have a good title, or if I feel I'm not too happy with that title, I can ask ChatGPT to suggest titles for me, and I'm going to do that because I like this title anyway. I really like it, but I'm going to still ask for suggestions because remember, ChatGPT knows what everybody is thinking everywhere in the world. So if I want to sell this book, maybe ChatGPT may have ideas about better titles that I can use, and I'm going to ask for that suggestion. But first, let's look at what ChatGPT did for me for this 45 chapter book that is, that is going 45 chapter book. I'm losing my line of thinking. Sorry. Okay, so let's do it. So that's part one. It has broken it into, I think, three parts, part two, part three. So it has broken it into three parts and has even, given me characters, because you see, this is funny, but because I didn't mention, I already have my character names. I already have Susie Agedo as the first lady, but because I did not mention any names for ChatGPT, I didn't say her name was anything. ChatGPT has even created a major uh, character list for me. But let's first look through what these 15 chapters are. So you have is setting up, part one is setting up the players and stakes. Now, I like to start in the middle of the action I'm writing, but this is a good, way if you want to write a book that you set up, the characters and the players and the stakes first. This is good. If I'm going to use this, I'm going to probably edit it and tweak it around so that the action starts. Well, maybe a girl with a dream will start with the action, but do something there. I don't know what ChatGPT is going to create for me in that first chapter because we are going to write this book together. ChatGPT and I. All right. Okay. So, but look at this: a girl with a dream, the pastor and the pulpit, a corrupt empire, the sons of power, perfect prince lost, scandal in the bloodline, the black sheep returns. When two worlds collide, fire and ice, the Godfather's gamble, a deal with destiny, wedded for war, the rising wife, commissioner of controversy, covenant and crossfire. Do you see this? This is so beautiful. This makes me even want to do this thing quick, quick, quick. Like just get off this live chat and just no, I'm not getting off the live chat. Okay, so look at chapter 16 is now part two, ascent to the throne. So now if you want to also label your book like this, some people don't like to break them into parts. I have written books that I broke into parts, and I've written books that I just wrote everything straight. So if you want to break it into parts, this is good. If you don't want to break it into parts, you just take out the part and remove the part, ascend to the throne. What you have here will guide you to continue your writing, but otherwise you don't have to put it in the book. Some people also don't like to give their chapters titles. So ChatGPT has given you the option of having a title for each chapter or just taking it out altogether. So you see here in this part 2, we see the politics, the betrayal, the ambition, the romance, and social battles. So we see blood and ballots, unmasking the church, the activist returns, the sins of our fathers, the voice in the wilderness, the third son's threat, temptation of power, a child between them, national gossip, private hell, state of emergency, enemies of at the altar, the first lady speaks, exile of a brother, a husband's reckoning, crowned by fire. And then we go to the third part, which says redemption, betrayal, transformation, and sacrifice. Inauguration day, the people's president, the prophet's daughter, assassination attempt, the secret files, breaking the brotherhood, trial by fire, a country boils, the woman they feared, love and legacy, the last betrayal, faith of the forgotten, the nation's daughter, the prize of purity, a new covenant, the first lady forever. And that is the end of my 45 chapters. Believe you me, if I want ChatGPT to turn these 45 chapters to 55 chapters, I'm going to ask her to do that, and you will see what will happen. But first, let's look at the character list. So it says Adola is the protagonist, daughter of a fairy pastor destined for national transformation. Now, do you see the names? ChatGPT has decided that our our political family will come from a certain area, a certain part of Nigeria, which is the Yoruba part. I did not give any hint. You just decided this is the part of the country that we are taking this country from. Now, if you want these characters to come from the eastern part, all you just need to type is, can we make this family come from Enugu State? Or can we make this family come from Sokoto State? And I'm going to try that too, because this is a live demonstration and I want to show all the things that I can show that ChatGPT can do for us. So we have Adunola, which is the first lady. Kunle Adeniran is her husband. Chief Adeniran is the godfather. Yomi is the golden son who dies mysteriously. Femi is the activist, gay activist brother. He's rebellious and he's complex. Pastor Adefolahan is Adonola's father. He's a preacher and an activist. He dies early. Mentors from the background. So you see now, dies early. We can decide if we don't want him in the picture from chapter 10 or chapter 20 or chapter 40, 15, sorry. We can say he dies early. We can say he mentors from the background. So you choose what that is. Then Mama Adunola is the devout, strong woman, the mommy pastor who balances the home front. Now, see here, this is a very interesting aspect of ChatGPT that I love so much. It says, after giving me all of that, it says, would you like me to now help with character backstories, chapter by chapter breakdown, or write a sample chapter to get started? I'm going to hold that and keep that in my left hand because I want ChatGPT to, I want you to suggest other book titles for this novel. All right, so let's see what it's going to say. I want you to suggest titles. Okay, so now look at, I didn't say how many titles. I didn't say 2 titles or 1 title or 3 titles. It says, certainly, here are several alternative book title suggestions for your political family drama novel, each reflecting the core themes of a country of sinners: corruption, legacy, power, faith, scandal, and national transformation. There you go. I like these fire symptoms because it's so fired. 25 25 suggestions, and it's grouped by the theme. So if I wanted to focus on the redemption and morality, the righteous shall lead, her father's nation, the first lady's gospel, purity in the house of power, when light marries darkness, by the hand of a woman. If I want to focus it more on the power, corruption, and legacy, throne of sins, the Godfather's bride, heirs of corruption, sins of the father, the prize of power, house of scandal, born to rule, bound to bleed. And if I want to focus on nation and transformation, you say the nation she loved, a new Nigeria, she spoke for us, the woman who would not bow, voices from the rock, the president's wife. Wow. And if you want dramatic and literary, you say a nation of masks, bloodlines and betrayals, power lies still, the quiet revolution, elegy of a country, we the sinners. I will still stick by my country of sinners though, but look at this. I mean, like, you cannot say you don't have enough choices, right? And then this part of ChatGPT that I say I love so much, it's now asking me questions. Would you like the title to lean more toward literary prestige, commercial thriller, appeal, or faith-based resonance? If I say, let's say faith, I just need to say what faith-based resonance. If I say faith-based resonance, let's see what it's going to say. It says, perfect. Here are faith-based title suggestions that still honor the political drama and national themes of your story while resonating deeply with spiritual undertones and moral conflict. Now, before I forget, look at this left side of your screen. You see it has called it novel outline request. I don't like that. I would rather have it renamed. So when I click on rename, I can edit the name that it has given me. It called it novel outline request, but if this is not a novel outline request alone, I'm going to be writing my story, A Country of Sinners. So I've changed it to A Country of Sinners. So anytime I come back to it, even if it is next year, right? Even if it is next year, because you see, these are my 2024 things. These are 2025. I discovered ChatGPT in 2024. So whenever I come back to my account, it's right there. Even though things that are very important to me, because I don't have full control of ChatGPT, of course, I only have access to my account. Things that are very, very important to me, I copy them and put them in a document and I save them. I save in the cloud, I save on my laptop. So let's continue. I said I want a faith-based title suggestion. Look at this. And it has given me 15. Remember, I said, my ChatGPT's name is Asime, by the way. All right. So Asime gave me 25 previously. Now I've asked for suggestions. Now, if you don't want to be overwhelmed like this, you can say, give me just 3 or give me 5, But since in my prompt, I just put faith-based resonance, it's giving me 15. A nation in her prayers, the righteous shall stand by her. Faith in natural rules, daughter of the prophet, the first lady's calling, she who feared God, anointed for the throne, a voice in the palace, salt of the nation, light in the dark court for such a time as this, inspired by Esther 4:14, the woman who spoke truth, crown of thorns and grace, a house redeemed, and when God sends a woman. So now, that beautiful part again, it says, would you like a subtitle to go with the main title for stronger impact? E.g., She Who Feared God, a novel of power, faith, and national redemption. No, I don't want this. Remember, it gave me characters set in the western part of Nigeria. I'm going to ask that can can you create a major can you create uh, a major characters list with the family from the northern part of Nigeria. So now she gave me um okay, so it says absolutely. Here's the major characters list centered on a powerful political family from northern Nigeria, keeping in line with the themes of a country of sinners, power, legacy, corruption, redemption, and cultural complex. Okay, so you see now, it's still giving me the Adeniran name. Adeniran is not Adeniran is not from the north. So would you like me to also create a southern counterpart family, e.g. Aduola's family, to contrast with the northern political dynasty, perhaps with Christian activist roots and moral authority? So you see now, obviously it has created for me, because I said northern part of the country, you see there are now more Muslims in the northern part, and I don't want this to be a northern Muslim family. So I'm going to keep it back to the Adeniran dynasty. With this, I could ask that, let me describe this because this is all a demonstration. I'm going to say, can the last name not be Adeniran, but a northern Nigerian name? So let's see what it's going to do there. And I want to keep this really short. So I want to keep this really short. So I'm trying to see if we can finish maybe in the next 10-15 minutes so that we can do other things with our time. But let's see what he's saying here. He says, absolutely, you're right to want a culturally authentic northern Nigerian surname. Since the family is from the north, a name like Adeniran, which is Yoruba, doesn't fit. Here are culturally appropriate northern Nigerian surnames you can use instead, depending on the tone and legacy you want for the family. So look at powerful and aristocratic, linked to emirs, old money, political dynasties. You see, Maikudi, son of wealth in Hausa, Dantata, inspired by the famous northern business family, Bello, a respected Fulani name, Gwandu, royal connection to Sokoto Caliphate line, Suleja, a town name often used as a family surname in northern nobility, Zubairu, classic respected Hausa Fulani name, Bakori from Katsina, dignified old family name, Tafida, title-based name used for aristocrats and scholars. Wow. And it now says recommended replacement for strong thematic impact and authenticity. I suggest family name Mekudi. And look at how it has, she has, I find it difficult to use it for ChatGPT. Okay, so see how ChatGPT has modified that. Chief Alhaji Ibrahim Mekudi evokes power, legacy, and deep northern influence. Suleiman Mekudi, the black sheep turned president. Prince Khalid Mekudi, the beloved fallen heir. Fact, Mekudi, the rebellious, scandalous third son. It's simple, strong, memorable, and culturally grounded in Hausa Fulani nobility and elite tradition. Would you like me That my favorite part. Would you like me to now update the character list with this new surname and expand on their individual arcs? And I'm going to say, I don't want that. I don't want this family to be set in the north. I'm going to stick with the Adeniran family, or probably I'm going to look for a Delta States family, or I haven't decided that yet, but let's move on. You see, another good thing is because you have your uh, file saved already by ChatGPT, you can always come back to it and you can always modify it anyhow you want. So I do not see any chats. I do not see any questions or anything. But if you have a question right now, you can put it in for me because I'm going to move on with writing this. We now have a title. We now have title suggestions. We now have family suggestions. I want ChatGPT. Now, it's asking, do I want to update the character list with this new surname and expand on their individual arcs? I'm going to say no, thank you. Because we forget to be polite to ChatGPT, because even if you don't say no, you don't say please, you don't say you don't say thank you, you don't say please, it's still working well for you. It will still answer whatever prompt. So I'm going to say no, thank you. Let us start with chapter 1 using the Adenirans from Ogun State as our core family, as our main family. Okay, so let's start with chapter 1. So I've now said, the chapter 1 is now, I've given a name. I've chosen a name. That northern name's beautiful. I really love it, but I've chosen a name and a state where they're from. So it's now using the you see, I didn't even need to put the prompt for the chapter. I've just said you start with the chapter, let's start chapter 1, which is supposed to be a girl with a dream. Remember, that is a girl with a dream, but ChatGPT is not giving me that. The funeral of a crowned son. So, chapter 1 should be, I'm going to remind her of what she gave me as chapter 1, a girl with a dream. So let me see. I said chapter 1 should be a girl with a dream. Now, another thing that I forgot to add is the number of words I want. What she has given me now, I think, is too short. When you look at this, it's just, when I'm using my mind to calculate this, is just like maybe okay, again, I'm thinking that I even like this, a girl with a dream. Like, it's a girl with a dream that she gave me as the chapter 1, but she has changed to the funeral of a crowned son, which I think is a better way to start this book, where the tragedy strikes. So I'm going to say, I wanted to say chapter 1 should be a girl with this, and then give the number of words I want here. But again, I think I like this chapter 1. So I'm going to say, can we increase the word count for this chapter 1 to 1,000, let me see, 750 words. Again, let me quickly do this on the side. I want to see how many words it gave me here, but I think it's looking more like 400, 300. But let me put this real quick in my Word document. I'm doing that right now, putting it in my Word document. And how many words? Yes, 458 words. No, I don't want 458 words. I need at least 1,750 words. Again, one more thing that you need to put in. You see, and this is very important, when you put in a vague, if you don't make your prompt very strong and detailed, you will not get as well as what you really want. So I said, can we increase the word count for this chapter 1 to 1,750 words? Words? Question mark. And then add deeply emotive actions and dialogue using keywords that can be used for full SEO optimized, full SEO optimization. All right. So what I'm doing here is that I'm also trying to prepare, charge myself for my marketing. So I say first, I didn't put a word count. So you see, she gave me 458 words, which is too short for the chapter, for each chapter. I want this book to be like a 70,000 to 85,000 word novel. I want it to be a thick novel. So each chapter, for a 45 chapter book, each chapter has to be like 1,500 to 2,000 words. So so that it will be a big novel. Now, and I want it to be engaging. I don't want fluff and nonsense, unnecessary padding. So I want it to be good. So I'm saying, can we increase the word count to 1,750 words, adding deeply emotive actions and dialogue, and using keywords that can be used for full SEO optimization. And there you go. There you go. So it has put it in it's like in a page for me, and it's going with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just wait for it to continue and finish. While it's doing that, I'm going to be rounding off this session. Um, let's be reminded that ChatGPT is evolving as well, but it's really, really, really fun to work with. Also, remember, this ChatGPT is not a human being. So, if you want corrections on your work, you can ask her to do the corrections. On the other hand, you can also get an editor. I suggest and I highly recommend that once your book is finished, you read through it chapter by chapter, word by word, and edit it to make it your own. ChatGPT can write, but ChatGPT cannot write like you write. This ChatGPT is a tool. It has come to help writers, it has come to empower writers, and so you need to use ChatGPT as your best friend, as your best writing tool. Okay, I think she has finished, writing. If you look at this little corner here, it says copy. I've copied it. I'm going to paste it in my Word document, or you can paste it in your Google Doc. So right now, ChatGPT gave me 1,168 words. It's not long enough for me, but I'm going to take it. And how I'm going to take it is I'm going to read through this 1,160 and 186 words, and I'm going to edit it. I'm going to make it my own. We are still writers. I'm still a writer. ChatGPT is not here to take your job or to take your sensitivity, your talent from you. It's here to help you to write faster. You see how fast that was? If I was going to write 1,186 words, it would take me at least 3-4 hours of deep concentration. So, or maybe a little less or a little more. So it did that for us in like a minute. So it helps you to write faster. It does not have grammatical errors. When you read what ChatGPT has written, there are no grammar errors. That's good. It will not write like a human being. So you still need to read through, change it to make it your own. I'm going to keep my title, A Country of Sinners. So when I say I'm publishing A Country of Sinners, you all know how I wrote A Country of Sinners, a book that I've been wanting to write for the past 14 and a half years. Now, let us see what it says. I'm not going to read this chapter 1. It says the funeral of a crowned son. I'm not going to read what it says, but she says chapter 1 is now fully expanded to approximately 1,750 words. If you want more, because actually when I copy it out, it's 1,186 words. If you want more, you can have more, or you could add more yourself, because it's giving you 1,186 words. You can add the rest. It is rich with emotional detail. I will read and know that when I read it. Dramatic dialogue and embedded SEO keywords for discoverability. So when I want to sell this book on Amazon, I'm going to come back here. To let me show my panel. I'm going to come back here to A Country of Sinners, and I'm just going to put in the prompt, create. In fact, right now I noticed that I created for me the SEO keywords. So when I want to publish on Amazon or anywhere and they ask me for keywords, this is what I'm going to put, because this is, it's naturally embedded in the book already, in this chapter already, and so it is easy for discoverability. So look at that. Now it says, would you like, I like this space, so much. It says, would you like to proceed with chapter 2, the childhood of Adola and her first bold declaration to be First Lady of Nigeria? I will get back to it after this live session. So this is good. I'm going to read and see what this is going to do for me. There are two ways you can proceed with ChatGPT once it starts writing. One is a little bit slower, but I think I recommend that. And that is when you copy out your chapter, read through the chapter, make the corrections. If you want ChatGPT to make corrections on that chapter, you ask already. The second one is to just ask, as it's saying, shall we move on to chapter 2? Say yes, and give the word count you want for chapter 2. If I say yes to chapter 2, I want 2,000 words for chapter 2. I'm hoping it will give me 2,000 words or a little less or a little more, but I will have that chapter 2. I copy it out, I put it in my documents, either my Google Docs or my Word document. I use more of Word documents. You put it in your Word document and you just keep copying and pasting as it's generating, copying and pasting. When you are done with all your chapters, you now go and read that book as one book. And then you make your corrections along the line. And if you want ChatGPT to now correct, you just need to go back and say, I want you to do this to chapter 1 that you already wrote for me. It will do it, but it's just easier. I think it's just easier for me for my own organizing, mind to do it step by step, chapter by chapter. Now, there are one or two things that I also want us to show. I want to show us before I leave this. We end this live streaming. Let's go back to ChatGPT right here. So I've talked about the panel, the side panel. It saves everything that I mean, like, just imagine everything that you need, it saves it there. Just make sure you label it appropriately, and you're good to go. Also, if you want to search web, this is here. I'm not going to click on it because I'm not going to we're not going to do that right now. Probably if I do another live demonstration. This live demonstration was just for writing, for you to do your writing. All right. So you could click on this and it will search the web for you. If you want to do a deep research on a topic, you can click on this deep research. And if you want to create an image, you can click on this. It will create an image for you. I have not really liked the images. If you look at my library here, these are images that ChatGPT created for me, and I've used some of them. I've used, remember, if panel you see, I've used some of this one. I used this one. I've used some of these ones, even though I changed them around for my 25 marriages in the Bible. I've not used any of these ones for the movies, but you see, it does. I use this one as well, but it does, all it does create, but I'm just not too keen on what it creates for me so far. And then if you want to collaborate on Canvas, Canvas is another powerful tool for writers. I use Canvas to create my banners and my, simple covers that I can do. I mean, if I want a very simple flyer, for your information, used Canvas to create the flyers I used to advertise this live streaming, live demonstration. So Canvas is really good, and ChatGPT collaborates with Canvas. So if you Canvas again is a tool that you can do the free version of. The paid version, which is about $15 a month, is fantastic. It's fantastic. I've used it several times. Just like ChatGPT, you can decide, I'm not using Canvas paid this month. I don't have money. I want to stop the paid thing. The day you want to resume it, it will allow you to resume it. You just have to pay. So Canvas is fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. You don't need a graphic designer to do the simple things. For my book covers, I use my graphic designers because that goes a little bit more than, just I'm not that creative in the designing book cover space. So I use Canvas for just the simple things. So that is it for now. I'm going to end this now. If we don't have any questions, that's fine. I will continue writing this book, and hopefully you will see me publishing it in the next 1 month or so. Otherwise, that is ChatGPT for you writing. Your writing is a dream come true. Believe me, I showed us that my work in progress list. Stories are always coming to my head. No time to write. But now I have ChatGPT and it's going to be very helpful. Once again, I want to thank you for being, for the few people who were able to join this live demonstration of ChatGPT. I once again want to apologize for the confusion that was at the beginning. I just came live. I came on live. I didn't know that I wasn't being seen. Let me exit and sharing. So, yes, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you for your time here. I hope you find ChatGPT very useful. I am going to be doing other live demonstrations. I have Meta AI in mind. Meta AI is such a powerful tool for writers as well, and I'm going to be doing that in again, not maybe later this week. I will be doing the Meta AI, and there's one other um, one that I discovered that I'm really excited about. I'm still using it. I just started using it. It's called Magic Light. I am an affiliate of Magic Light. So if you check in the description for this video, you will see my link. Magic Light is amazing. It's an amazing text to video tool. Very easy to use for the most part. It's not perfect again. There are limitations to the Magic Light, but if you want to create children's stories, I'm going to be doing a live demonstration of how you can use Magic Light as a writer to create videos for your children's stories. I'm not originally a children's writer, but what I'm going to do in that video is I am going to ask ChatGPT to create a children's story for me. I will copy that thing and put it in Magic Light, and we will be amazed. So once again, thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to make sure that you don't miss videos like this in future. If you missed this video today, you can go back and you'll find it. I'm even going to do another video that I'm just going to run through this in very fast, a very short video, maybe like 10, 15, 20 minutes, that I'm going to run through this for us, and we can quickly grab and go kind of video, and for ChatGPT, and I'm going to do it for the other ones as well. So stay tuned, like the video, share, comment, and until our next live streaming where we unfold and on and unfold and reveal these AI tools that will help us as writers. Stay blessed. Bye. Thank you.